So your books are caught up to date, your CPA filed everything on time, your bookkeeper sends you monthly reports, and yet you still don't know what to do next. Hey, everybody, welcome back to Cash Flow Confidence. I'm Shelby Ashley, and I help business owners feel more confident about their cash flow. So, like I said, let's say you have like a full accounting team in place. You get monthly reports, all of your tax filings and everything else gets filed on time. But still, at the end of the day or at the end of the month, you sit around thinking everything is being done. So, why do I still not know what to do? That's because having everything done from the past does not tell you anything about what to do about the future. And so you're paying for one thing to be done, which is, like I just mentioned, books being caught up, taxes being done, reports being sent to you, but you desperately need the other thing, which is a forward looking strategy. So let's talk about what having accurate and timely books does give you because it is very important. It gives you a window into the past, so it lets you know over a past period of time how the business has performed. It lets you know what you've spent on XYZ, what you have made on XYZ offers, that kind of thing. And like I said, it is super important having an accurate set of books, obviously. But if you think of your business like a car, looking at your books is like constantly looking out of the rearview mirror. It's going to tell you where you've been, but how do you figure out where it is that you need to go? Having somebody on your team that has that strategic, forward thinking mindset is going to be like the windshield to your car. It's going to tell you where it is that you're going, how fast you're going to get there, what roads to take, what roads not to take, and that kind of thing. And so, yes, it is very, very, very important for the longevity of your business and just the compliance aspect to have that accounting team in place and to be, compliant with the IRS and all that good stuff and having that accounting team in place because while it is super important to have a forward thinking person in your business, if you don't have that past record keeping, even if it's, like 75% of the way done, you can't really go off anything to look forward because you don't really know where you've been. You can't really recognize patterns and things like that. And so, yes, it's important to have the accounting team that works on the past, but it is so important if you want to take your business somewhere, you want to grow, you want a business that runs without you, you've got to have somebody on your team that is forward thinking, telling you, okay, using this past data, where is it that we're going to go? I've worked with business owners in the past who have had a mix of super clean books, like immaculate books, and I've worked with business owners who their books were just a total mess. And both of them had something in common, no matter how clean or unclean the books were. When I asked them, what does cash flow look like in 3 months or in 6 months? They have no idea because their past numbers aren't telling them what's going to happen in the future. You have to actually use that information and say, okay, I know that on average I get paid, 30 days after I send an invoice. Or, oh, I've looked and I see that I should be getting paid 30 days after I send an invoice, but I'm actually getting paid like 60 days, and that's a problem. Or I know that I took out, $20,000 of the business last year, but my bank account ended lower than what I would like it to be. So maybe this year, let's take that down a little bit, or let's try and get profitability up so that I can continue to pay myself that much. Or maybe, I saw that I spent X amount on payroll last year and I know that I need to give everybody raises this year. How is that going to affect cash flow? So you need to use that past information to know what your profitability and what your bank account is going to look like in the next, several weeks or few months. That way you can make decisions about your business because if you are only ever looking at past numbers and you're not thinking about how it's going to affect you in the future, you're not going to know what decisions to make because you're not gonna know how they're gonna affect cash flow. So what this can look like is, let's say you had a great month, profitability is up and revenue is up, things like that, and you wanna hire somebody, but you don't really know what you should be offering them. You don't really know at what point they're gonna start bringing in an ROI because every hire that you make should either be bringing in more revenue, so if you hire, like, sales development or, a tech or something like that, or they should be eliminating expenses or eliminating work that you yourself are doing. Every hire needs to pass that test. You don't need to hire somebody just to have them on the payroll. And so without knowing what your future cash is gonna look like, you're not gonna really know how much to offer this person. So the other day, I was working with a client, and he wants to bring on a business development role. It's his first ever business development role, and so there's commission involved in that, and he was like, "I really don't know what to pay this person, like, what's a fair commission?" And we were able to look at using his past numbers what different scenarios would look like for him for his future profitability and future cash flow. So what we did was we said, okay, let's say she comes on at like $60,000 base plus, 10% commission on whatever new clients that she brings in. And we looked at what that would look like to profitability. And we said, okay, let's say she brings in, four new clients this year. What's that going to look like for profitability? And we were able to come to a reasonable salary that he can confidently offer this person, knowing that, even if she does counter with a little bit higher than what he was expecting, he knows that he is still in the green profitability and cash flow wise because we were able to model that out. And so when you make decisions like that, or, even if it's not a new hire, it's opening a new location or rolling out a new offer, all these decisions that you as the business owner are making day to day, it seems like you have to know how that's going to affect profitability and cash flow because that's the only thing that's going to tell you which decision is the right one. So, like I said earlier, it is extremely important to have that accounting team in place that is taking care of all of the past data and, keeping you out of trouble with the IRS. That's extremely important. But having somebody who's telling you where the business is going is also extremely important and extremely overlooked. So many business owners think that just because your bookkeeper is, filing everything on time, that that's enough to make decisions off of. And if you're not a numbers person, it's just not. Most business owners are not numbers people. You went into business most likely because you love what it is that you do. And financial statements like your profit and loss and your balance sheet especially, they're not made for business owners to understand. They're made for accountants to understand. So having somebody on your team that can translate, "Hey, here's what the numbers are saying. Here's what you need to do about it," is so, so important and so overlooked. And so if you're thinking to yourself, well, I do have that bookkeeper and my books are super clean, but yet I still lay awake at night and 2 o'clock in the morning wonder, like, am I going to make payroll next week? Definitely reach out to me because I am that person that can translate what you're seeing that your accountant gives you into what you need to actually do about it. All right. See you guys next week.